Hey, good morning, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and checking out your boy, P-Funk. Thinking right, out here on my deck in the dark, doing what I do for you. You know the deal. Today, writers in 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message in a story for life. These are life lessons. I'm giving them, hope you're receiving them. Let's go. Right thinkers' mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment, knowing yourself better, checking your mental. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. If you know yourself, you know which one of these persons are you. Let's go. Know thyself. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Don't be them. A person who knows not but knows that they know not is simple. I can teach you. That's why I do what I do. For you, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and believe that they know is dangerous. Just avoid them. A person who knows but knows not that they know is asleep. Like most of y'all this time of the morning, but this is what I do. This is your wake up call. Let's go. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. Now all these persons reside in you. Know thyself. And to Mayat be true. Without balance, you have chaos. When you have chaos, you have problems. I'm just saying. A life without balance is a life full of chaos. I call it fetters, self-inflicted problems. Today, right thinkers, let's talk about the biggest robbery known to man. They stuck us up without a gun, like we was chumps. Who is they and what you talking about? I'm glad you asked. We're gonna get into my first education system, which is Greek mythology. 10 years, master. Think I was the smartest thing going. I went to Egypt and found out that they got everything from Egypt. 10 years, they never told me. Now I have a problem with them. So here we go. I'm putting the truth gun to the Greeks. Let's go. The Egyptians taught the Greeks over 1,000 years, and then the Greeks came and took over Egypt. Sound familiar? This is the mark of the devil. When you don't mean nobody no good, you're the devil. When you want to help, do and be good and do things, you're godly. Ain't but two ways to go, good or bad. So let's talk about the robbery. All right, the Greek gods and goddesses, they just renamed Egyptian god and goddesses. I know now. I didn't know before. I am a man called me. Oh, I heard that Zeus and Ra had a fight. Okay, but in your point, that's the Greeks against the Egyptians. When we start out, there wasn't a fight. We educated them. We enlightened them. And what they do to us? Stuck us up without a gun. Here you go. The Greeks took credit for being great thinkers. Socrates, Aristotle, all them guys, all of them went to Egypt and got the knowledge. They don't tell you that part. I wonder why. They claim to be the father of medicine. Imhotep, the first real genius who actually lived, real person, yeah, builder, Saqqara pyramids, the first pyramid builder, Imhotep, the first genius. He was the father of medicine, and they take the Hippocratic oath. They really pay respect to Imhotep, but they give it to Asclepius, the Greek god. Again, a Greek doctor who got the credit for being the father of medicine. He's really not the father of medicine. All right, here you go. The Greeks never said they went into Egypt and obtained their knowledge. I didn't question where they got it from. I just was taking it. I was just using it. It worked, so I thought it was the best thing since sliced bread. Yeah, I admit when I'm wrong. I was wrong. All right, here you go. See, we educated them, and they took all the credit for what they learned from us. It's not good. All right. All the Greek knowledge, math, liberal arts, science, came from Egypt. Philosophy, Everything they claim, they learned it from Egypt, which it took you 40 years to become a master. And they came and became masters in Egypt, just students, went back home and became world famous. I'm just saying, let that simmer. Here you go. Egypt is the education of civilization. We created Mesonetter, writings, hieroglyphs, what you want to call it. That was us. The pyramids, that was us. Everything that's still here was made by the Egyptians. The 7 wonders of the world, the only one of the 7 is the pyramids. I'm just saying. There you go. Education was given to the Greeks by the Egyptians. Yeah, but do the Greeks say that? That's the point that problem I have with them guys. If you don't respect the educator, you have no honor. You have no respect, no pride, no dignity, nothing. You are a thief. When you get ill-gotten gains, you are a thief. If you didn't earn them, you didn't get them by earning them, you stole them, they're not really yours. Okay? Here you go. I lost all respect for the Greek knowledge because it was not theirs. They were taught. They were educated. They were enlightened. They was motivated, inspired. And what they do, come back and steal everything and take credit for everything so the world would give them the respect and the praise of being good people and disrespecting the Egyptians. Bad people. Let's go. Let's talk more about it. This is our story. Let's go. Greek mythology. Ain't no such thing as Greek mythology. It's Egyptian cosmology. All they did is change the names. Sound familiar? We just talking about in grammar school, when you get that little paper, you get F's on your report card. You change it to B's. That's just wrong. Okay? How about doing the work to get a better grade instead of sneaking and being deceitful and change the grade to have somebody think you did a good job? That's lying. That's deceit. They know that very well. That's their number one game. There you go. They took Egyptian stories, changed the names, and sold it back to us as knowledge. Philosophical. Yeah, I'm holding it back. All right. I learned all the Greek gods and goddesses. None of them ever said they were emanations of the Egyptian gods. It wasn't until I went to Egypt and started, hold up, Zeus, Apollo, all these is, oh, they stole it. No, we didn't steal, no. We educated them and they came back and took us over because we are peace-loving people. The Egyptians lived for 3,000 some odd years in peace and harmony before they started getting invaded by outsiders. And when the outsiders came, they still took their philosophical views about life and death. What they tell you? I'll leave that one there. Thinking right was Tahuti in Egypt, but Hermes Trismegistus in Egypt, and Mercury in Rome. So they knew our gods. They just changed the names and gave them a little different, a little different look. They didn't invent or create nothing. Don't get me started with the 5 steps of architecture. That's something else. All right, but if you are familiar with architecture, you will know that where that comes from. All right, the Greeks didn't have to invent anything. They just renamed everything. That's a sweet deal. So now everybody think Greek and Latin is the inventors of knowledge and philosophical math, Pythagorean, Euclid. All these guys went into Egypt, but none of them said that. Not a one. Only the writers. Only the guy who did the writing. I forget his name. He ain't important. But they never talked about going into Egypt and studying. Plato left his wife and kid to go study. Little tidbit there. Here you go. All right. They didn't have to invent nothing. Why? They just renamed everything that we set for. You don't have to be smart to steal knowledge or and sell it back to the people who don't know what you did. Everything is Greek and Latin, never Egyptian or African. They take credit for everything they took from us, and they don't say to nobody how we created all this. We put all this in motion. It's okay. all the Greek gods are really just Egyptian gods renamed. All of them. I ain't going to my book. But yeah, I got a chart to show you every god that we got. They just renamed the god, the same god. Anubis is one of them. Anubis is the Greek word for Ampu. Osiris is the Greek word for Osiris. Isis is the Greek word for Aset. See where we're going? And see how it's in our brain? We hear the real name. Who's that? Osiris. Oh, I know him. See, I'm just saying, yeah, I'm a little annoyed with the Greeks, so I got no respect for them at all. I'm gonna let that stay there. I ain't gonna comment on that one. I got something for that one, but I'm gonna let it stay there. Okay. They took credit for everything. They have no shame. They don't care. Now that the cat's out the bag, so to speak. Oh, hey, see? Bad people would never own up to their bad doings. They make excuses. They give you a whole bunch of nonsensical reasons, but they'll never take ownership of what they did wrong. Most of us don't. It ain't just a Greek thing. All right. My knowledge of Greek mythology have served me well. When I was a young drug dealer, I was a Greek philosopher, so my whole art, my conversation was thinking. My whole thing was outthinking my competition, outthinking my customers, my competitors. That's what thinking did for me, and I got that from them. Yeah, early in life, yeah. But I continued it with the real deal. That's what I'm telling you about them. Don't fall for them, okay? Don't fall for history. Go learn our story. It's there on the walls of the pyramids. All you gotta do, Google them. I'm sorry. I'm about to wrap it up again. I appreciate you tuning in, but I had to get this off my chest. It's been something I'm going to get out of my way for a while. All right, here you go. Last one. See, I'm a master of Greek mythology. Yeah. I don't even care. I don't even brag about that. Why? It's useless to me now. Their knowledge is not prevalent right now. Why? I got the real knowledge. It supersedes what they gave me by a long shot at this point now. All right? All right, here you go. I mastered the Greek mythology over a 10-year period. I was proud. I was pretty smart. Again, it comes out of things, but dumb is not one of them. Okay, so yeah, I've used the Greek mythology early in my hustle game. I gotta tell you that. I ain't got a problem being honest. But later on, I found the truth, so I'm doing what I'm doing now for us. I'm tired of hearing about our slavery. I could care less about slavery. That part about my history, I block out. What? It's a waste of my time because it's not mine, it's theirs. We couldn't write the story. Why? We the one in slavery. Calm down. Yeah, sorry about that, but yeah, that's all his story. His story. Come on, fellas. All right, all the Greek knowledge is the same as the Egyptians. Why is that? Biblical knowledge is the same as Egyptian knowledge. Why is that? Islamic knowledge, Buddha knowledge, Tao knowledge, Hindu, all of it has some hints of Egyptian in it. Why is that? Unless you ponder that thought. I already know. Okay, so think about that one. Egyptian knowledge is the original knowledge. We started civilization with this thing we call knowledge. Spiritually, any way we look at it, the Egyptians had everything covered. 30 years I know now, I'm covered. What? With knowledge of self. Something that a lot of modern Western people, or my people, don't have. And some of us don't even want it. Well, okay, what is it going to do for me? If you questioning having knowledge, you're not too smart. I'll leave that like that. Egyptians are ancient. That means old. That means they've been around a long time. Only one who other place who claims that is China. They compete. We just oldest. No, you're not. So we ain't gonna argue that part. They ain't gonna go back and forth playing the volleyball who's the oldest. Chinese people have their philosophical points of view. I don't argue. Some of them I agree with. A lot of them I agree with. But that doesn't mean I gotta go be Chinese. Okay? But it all comes back to the Egypt concept. All right. Last one. I'm a master right thinker with Greek and Egyptian knowledge. Greek knowledge is good. It's just Egyptian knowledge that they're pushing off. So learn it. Why? It can serve you. It worked. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Everybody who used the philosophical concepts or religious perspectives from Egypt, all of it worked if you use it. I'll be back. You know what I do.